Live from Southern California, it's time for another episode of Cook Live with Chrissy and Dr. Kristi. Turn on the oven, light up the stove, and get ready for another delicious recipe from our plant-based cancer-kicking kitchen. And without further ado, here are your hosts, Dr. Christy Funk and Chrissy Roth.
Hey everyone, welcome. It's episode 17 of Cook Live with Chrissy and Dr. Kristi. We're streaming live to you via Zoom, YouTube, and Instagram today. Thank you so much for making the last episode of Cook Live our most watched episode ever. You weren't here?
Yeah, I won't take that personally or anything.
I know. I'm not really sure where I was going with that. But I do love that our numbers are increasing and the message is getting out. But yeah, Chrissy's back. So the theme for today's episode, coined by Chrissy, is...
April showers bring May salads.
Doesn't rhyme, but
it's close enough.
And it tells us what we're making today. If you've missed any of our past episodes or recipes, you can always find them on our website at pinklotus.com/kitchen. If you're cooking along with us today, you can also find the links to the recipes on the event webpage or under recipes in the Cancer Kicking Kitchen on our website, pinklotus.com. We also posted them in the Zoom chat there as well. So for those of you who are new to our show, don't forget, always use the interactive recipe checklist on our website. Click Cook Mode On. This keeps your screen on, which is super handy.
Yep. And
it allows you to mark off the ingredients as you go so you never forget something critical like curry in the curry salad. All right, so with every Cook Live, Chrissy and I make you a promise, and that is that
this dish delivers.
One of the many things we do here at Pink Lotus is to show you live, up close and personal, how in simple, practical ways, every single time you lift fork to mouth, food is delicious medicine. I am Dr. Christy Funk, board-certified breast cancer surgeon and newly board-certified in lifestyle medicine, and your health warrior at all things pinklotus.com.
I'm Chrissy Roth. I am a physical therapist. I have been cooking plant-based food for, 14 years now. I've made it all. I've made all the mistakes, and I feel like I definitely have, I can share my my knowledge, my wins, and my not so winning dishes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But just stick with it. It's hard when you go from cooking one way and completely switch over to trying to cook all plant-based. It takes a little bit, right?
Yeah,
it takes a little time. But once you get it down, it's just as easier as all those other dishes. You have like 10 dishes maybe that you would make before. Some people like 5, right? You like this, Monday you have this. So if like Monday you usually do Italian food, you pick your Monday plant-based Italian and you do that. And then Tuesdays maybe, you go Indian or
right.
So you just have your staples and they just become something new. And it's kind of fun to learn. It's also good for your brain to practice making new things.
It absolutely is. You stimulate neurogenesis, as one of our foods does very well today. We'll find out which one. And what I wanted to say about that too is not to be discouraged. You're right. Studies show that people basically have 8 recipes in their entire repertoire of cooking. And people go out to eat, on average in America, 4 meals a week. So explore by choosing maybe a fully plant-based restaurant so you can see how they do it. Admittedly, they add a little bit more salt, oil, and sugar to things to make it tasty and delicious so that you come back another day. Then I would like for you to have in your everyday meal for the most part.
Yeah.
But, use the restaurants to taste test.
You can always ask for light oil and they'll do it. They'll take out more than is usually in there. To ask for no oil, sometimes it freaks them out a little bit. I mean, some will do it.
Right.
I go to a Chinese restaurant and I always ask for no oil, and it tastes great. I'm used to it. So.
Right, you're used to it. So, and your taste buds do change. I like to tell my kids every 2 weeks you get a new layer of taste buds. So for them, mushrooms would be I'm not going to eat that food, but you never know. One of these 2 weeks, they're going to love it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And also, if you're used to eating a lot of salt, sugar, oil, meat, your taste buds get used to that too. So if you go away from that, you get used to the kind of more natural flavors of vegetables and whole grains and lentils and things like that. And then if you stay far away from meat, you actually enjoy those foods more.
Yeah.
Dr. Doug Lisle, if you look at the Pleasure Trap.
Yes.
If you Google the Pleasure Trap, TED Talk, Dr. Doug Lisle, and he does an awesome talk on why this is the case. Because you think, why am I so addicted to these foods, and why am I having such a hard time switching over? It'll kind of dazzle you. I think it's just basic like instinct, and why we kind of are drawn to those foods instinctually, but why because we needed to be back when, I don't know, 1,000 years ago or whatever, because we needed high calorie foods, but now we have so many foods to choose from. We don't need that anymore. So
Americans get 60% of their calories from ultra processed foods, and those are heavily laden with these addictive ingredients.
Yeah,
so
they're designed to be addictive, so they can sell them.
Well, we just wandered right off.
We sure did.
But today, I want to tell you, we also have another giveaway. It is a fantastic salad spinner, in keeping with the salad theme. But before we get to that, we still have an autographed copy of Dr. Neil Barnard's The Power Foods Diet. He has made it out to Mackenzie, and I remember the name was so cool. What was it? It was something like Fox. It is Fox. Look at me with my month-long memory. To Mackenzie and Fox. If those are the names of your kids, you won this book last time. But somehow we couldn't find your address in the DM area or wherever we look for addresses. So please, Mackenzie and Fox's mom, can you DM your home address or whatever address you want this book to go to Pink Lotus Power Up in the Zoom chat, or you can email it to us. Ready for it? powerupevents@pinklotus.com. Speaking of power-up events, my annual Cancer Kicking Summit is back! So this October, 4, 5, 6 in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and October 18, 19, 20 in Palm Springs, California. Go to pinklotus.com/summit to read all about it, watch the videos, see what I'm cooking up, and I hope to see you there. Tickets are on sale now. All right, so here we go. Last but not least, episode 18 of Cook Live will stream on June 18th. Episode 18 on the 18th. So we're going to throw that QR code up right now on the screen so that you can RSVP for the next one way in advance. All right. Today, as you know, we always start off with a drink, a little mocktail. And today I'm making a hibiscus tea drink.
Yes.
So you can...
I love hibiscus tea.
A little bit about...
About why?
The birthday. So I gave you this chicken. So there's a study that looked at 280 drinks, common beverages, and the antioxidant content of each. Mm-hmm. And the tippity top, #1 highest antioxidant laden drink was hibiscus tea. It beat out my beloved matcha green tea.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That is crazy that it has more antioxidants than the EGCG in green tea.
So good.
It has been used for many eons in Mexico as a weight loss drug. So it helps treat obesity by inhibiting an enzyme called lipase, which helps you digest fat. So when you don't digest it, guess what you do? You poop it out.
That's right there.
That's why maybe hibiscus tea is helpful. Human studies repeatedly haven't borne out the same awesome weight loss advantages. However, it was shown in a few, so maybe it's true. Another big study showed it to reduce cholesterol and triglycerides. But again, other studies could not reproduce those results. However, the one for sure winner, chicken dinner, vegan chicken dinner, is hypertension. So high blood pressure, the equivalent of 5 tea bags a day, so 2 cups, but the strength of the hibiscus tea equaled having 5 tea bags in the 2 cups, lowered blood pressure, like over 8 points. So if it were 150 over 90, it became 142 over 90. Still too high, but still, the point is.
Maybe we need a different example.
Yeah, right? 132 to 124. Okay. So I'm going to go over here, boop, 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 to our other camera and show you our drink. So here's the drink. I wanted to this is my most favorite mug of all time. It is from Ethan. Christmas, 3 years ago, he went on Amazon and bought it with his own money. And it says, "We are not ingredients." And it has a little picture of a bunny, a cow, a pig, and a chicken. So cute. Okay, so what I did was I put 10 ounces of hot water with 2 tea bags about 15 minutes ago. So this is solidly room temp because this is a cold drink. So it's still kind of warmish, but then Chrissy and I are good friends, so she's not going to be too sad that I just put my clean fingers in it.
Oh, I don't care.
I'm going to squish the tea bag because you want to get every last bit of antioxidant goodness into the liquid. And then we're just going to pour the 10 ounces, so 2 cups in there. 5 mint leaves that are going to get nicely blended up in there. And
you can drink this as a hot tea too. I mean, we're doing it as a mocktail, which it's such a good mocktail. I love hibiscus. I put it kind of in everything in the evening, but you can also, if you want it hot, it's a colder night or a colder day, you want it hot, you can drink it hot.
If you've never had hibiscus, it's definitely on the tart side. Yeah. I like it. I just drink it down and kind of enjoy it that way. But as a cool, refreshing mocktail drink, it definitely needs, in my opinion, the sugar. Yeah. So we have a whopping 2 tablespoons worth of the agave.
Yeah. I usually use stevia, but
or you can use
I was going to say stevia drops or monk fruit.
Monk fruit substitute that's 0 calorie. Which sometimes I just split the difference. So that's 2 tablespoons. Okay, and a half a cup of crushed ice. Let me do that. I was gonna get it earlier, but I figured it would be water by then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it would have been.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And that's it. So just
and you could drink this without blending it too. You know, you could blend it, but you don't have to. But it's more fun blended.
And I wanted to mix up
it up. Yep.
The mint leaves. I wanted them to become teeny. Okay, here we go.
It's the best color too.
Yeah, it's super holiday.
So pretty.
Once you put the mint leaf in, I'm just gonna grab a couple ice cubes to put it over ice, and all right, here we go. I don't think I've made you this exact mocktail.
No, you actually haven't. Yeah. I haven't had this exact one.
Here's your cute mint.
I have one similar. So pretty. I'll go show Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
Hey guys, cheers. Cheers.
Awesome.
All right. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Salud. All right.
Yum, so good.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's really good.
All right. The first salad is going to be your celery salad.
Yeah.
You want to tell people?
Sure.
I'm going to wash my.
I kind of made up this salad years ago. I had some people coming to dinner at my house, and I had some celery in my fridge, and then I kind of like rummaged around and found some other things that I had, and I put it all in a salad together, and it ended up being like some of these people's favorite salad. So I make it a lot now. Anyway, celery is easy to find, and it only has a few ingredients. It's celery, smoked almonds. That's why it's called sweet and savory, because there's the dates, there's the smoked almonds, there is the optional vegan Parmesan cheese, and I want to talk about vegan Parmesan, but we'll talk about it when we get there, and then lemon, and that's it. That's pretty much all.
You want me to chop?
Sure.
So how, you just want them in tiny pieces like that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just like bite-sized. So
celery has a lot of water, obviously, so it's
Yes.
good. It's hydrating, and it can be a great salt substitute for those watching their blood pressure and are low to no salt. And it has a lot of medicinal properties. There's one phytonutrient in here that has been shown, ding, 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 this is the one I was alluding to. So it actually creates neurogenesis. Apigenin is the name of the flavonoid. And it's been shown to lay down new neurons in that noggin of yours that we're just using and losing them all day long.
Okay, now I'm going to ask the question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, there's another one called luteolin.
Okay.
Bioflavonoid. And it helps prevent memory loss. So what I'm going to do is munch on a stalk of celery a day. And next Cook Life, I'll let you know if I know where my glasses are, where my keys are, where my wallet is, these things that I lose on a daily basis.
I'm so glad you do that too, because we all know she's brilliant. And doesn't it make you feel more human when Kristi's losing her wallet and her keys as well? All right, so I was gonna ask a question because I know this question is gonna come up. Does celery juice have the same medicinal properties as the whole celery?
It's losing some of the fiber,
Yeah.
but it does. Yeah, it does. I don't know.
Because you know how there was that whole
medium.
There was that celery
Anthony
juice, like that
Williams.
run-on celery juice, where you'd go to Trader Joe's and like no celery, no organic celery, no regular celery. It was all when that was the craze, and I guess so many people tried it, and I heard from so many people, oh, it's changed my life. I feel like I'm so much more regular, and this and that, and then now it's just not like. I don't know, like how much did it change your life if you went right back to not having celery juice anymore? I don't know. I'm not saying don't eat it. I'm just saying, all of these crazes are usually faddish because, they're on Instagram. And yes, definitely eat more celery, but don't like buy out all of the celery in Trader Joe's and juice it.
Well, and they doubled the price of it, by the way.
Yeah.
It was like May of 2019 was when
Is that
Anthony
when it
Williams
was?
came out with his, the medical medium came out with a hello, puppy, whoopee. And it was all about celery juice and its medicinal effects. And I'm not here to debunk it. I will say he gets his medical wisdom from something he terms the spirit of compassion.
Okay.
So it's not really reproduced and not found in medical journals. That doesn't make him wrong. He could have been onto something because celery is a fantastic vegetable.
Okay, so I'm chopping up these smoked almonds. You could use regular almonds, but the smoke is what gives it that more savory, I don't know.
Smoky flavor?
The smoky flavor.
Okay.
Weisenheimer, as my grandmother would say. But you could use, you had said you had like barbecue.
I had some Korean barbecue ones that I was scared to give you, so I just did.
Yeah.
I bought regular smoked.
Okay, but if you're doing a recipe, it's probably better stick with what's on the recipe. I always say that.
Especially if you're not the creator. I didn't feel the creative license. To
right. Okay. And then obviously.
Is this gonna be big enough for everybody?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Then your dates. I like to chop them up really small. So I kind of cut them in half, and then cut them into.
You know what?
Tiny little pieces.
I've done many a time.
What?
Not realize that my dates were not pitted and put it in my famous antioxidant.
Blender. Yeah, that's such a bummer when that happens.
When you put the blender on and you hear that like noise.
Yeah, not good.
No, it's a date pit. And you can't really get rid of the pit.
No,
bits.
and then you're drinking it and you just get a big old
and
pit.
it almost break
Yes.
your tooth.
Not
All
good.
right. Why did you say it's a great salt substitute? It's just because it has a similar type of flavor. Yes, it has less sodium than salt, but more of the pungent flavor that you're seeking. So it ultimately is low sodium for you. That's all.
Yeah, all celery is a little salty, especially if it's growing by the beach. I only say that because we grew celery once. We grew celery by the beach, and it would get like sea air, and it was so salty. And so were the tomatoes we grew there.
Oh,
they were really salty, which kind of makes sense. It was in the soil. Yes. Question. Oh,
so where is everybody from today, guys? We got Amy Princess from Grand Island, New York. Hello and welcome.
Where is Grand Island? I'm from New York, and I don't know where Grand Island is, so now I want to know.
Okay, good. Pasadena, Texas. Well, that confused me. I'm glad you
Aditi
had
from
Texas.
New York, New York.
I was just in Pasadena, California yesterday.
Los Angeles.
Lecturing at an awesome event called Know Your Risk. We were talking about knowing both your genetic risk and your risk from your diet and lifestyle choices.
Debbie from Australia, you might be our farthest. San Antonio, Texas. Gainesville, Georgia. I'm on Jordan.
Aloha from Hawaii.
Okay.
Hello, Erin. Oh, hello, beautiful. There's Betty Ann, of course.
Yep, Betty Ann.
Never fails.
I think you win for always showing up.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate that, Betty Ann. We have Northampton, Massachusetts. Grand Island is it's near Niagara Falls, on an island in the middle of the Niagara River. That must be beautiful.
Sounds like it. Anaheim, California. I hope you have year passes to Disneyland.
Oh, thanks, Betty Ann.
We love you too, Betty Ann.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So in here we have lots of celery.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's celery salad. Yep,
All right, but we
dates,
do need
almonds.
some lemon. So I have in the past put lemon on this. I have eaten it with some people who who required a little tiny bit of olive oil on there to
Oh.
like it a little better.
Okay.
Because they're not used to, they weren't used to plant-based and they weren't used to oil-free. So I added a little of that and then they were all in. So do what you have to do. But if you can keep it. Okay, so let's do the whole lemon. And actually, no, let me mix it.
Okay.
And then we'll try it. And then we'll probably add more lemon. Because we're going to add a little of that vegan Parmesan cheese, which is also salty. Okay. All right.
More?
Let me taste it first. Hold on. Yeah, a little more.
That much, a little more, or the whole thing?
That's good. I think that'll be good. It's very refreshing. It does need some salt, despite the saltiness of the celery. It still needs a little salt.
Okay. And here's the
Should I just
Parmesan.
use my fingers? Do you care?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
Awesome.
And a little
sprinkle
pepper.
some Parmesan?
Yeah. Yeah, let's put a little of that. And then you'll try it, because I've tried it before, and I know I like it. All right, so mix that up. And then you can decide, too, if you want more lemon. Make it a little more tangy. And honestly, I didn't cut all these up, so we could probably add a little more of those, too.
Okay.
I mean, you can decide, do I need more dates? Do I want more? I mean, that's like with making anything. It's good, right?
Taste it with the Parmesan, because it's very smoky, cheesy.
Smoky, cheesy, sweet
I
from the
love it.
dates. Yum. It's so good. Yum, that is so good. It's so
All right.
simple, so you don't expect much from it. Make it, and you'll see that it's quite good.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it. How long did that take? 10 minutes? And we were talking a lot, so
Yapping.
as we do so well.
All right.
All right, you gonna do yours next?
Yes, I'm obsessed with this recipe.
Okay.
I've made it many times now, and I found that we can serve it in 3 ways. So it is a tofu apple curry salad, and you're gonna love it.
I'm really excited to try this because I probably wouldn't put this one together.
Really?
No, I'm not saying like I
Right,
wouldn't
right.
want to try it. I haven't thought of doing this.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And I think I've done everything with tofu.
Okay. So speaking of which, can you please first cube up the tofu, because that is the rate limiting step. So I'm gonna do everything, but then we're gonna just like little,
Okay. Let me wash
1
this knife
centimeter.
and then I shall.
And then I want to, Andy, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about curry, because this is so fascinating to me when we really
other
deep
side.
dive into curry and we think about where do they eat the most curry, right? They're eating it in India, and there's a lot happening in India that is not happening here. So arthritis, heart disease, liver damage, diabetes, even post-operative pain. This is on my pain regimen. I have a whole list of homeopathic supplements that I encourage people to take. It's totally, optional, of course, after surgery, but turmeric has been known to decrease the need for as much pain medicine. Oftentimes you don't need any. But as important as all that is, cancer is nearest and dearest to my heart in terms of what I focus on the literature showing. But get this, compared to Indians in India, we get, as Americans, 23 times more prostate cancer, 8 to 14 times the rate of melanoma, 10 to 11 times more colorectal cancer, 9 times more endometrial cancer, 7 to 17 times more lung cancer, 7 to 8 times more bladder cancer, 5 times more breast cancer, and 9 to 12 times more kidney cancer than people in India. Okay? And this is not like I'm saying 5% more. When I say 5 times, that's 400% more. So when you're 12 times more likely to get kidney cancer in America than you are in India, that is an 1100% increase in kidney cancer, a 2200% increase in prostate cancer. So Indians make up 1/6 of the people on the planet. 40% of them are vegetarians, and even the ones that do eat meat, they don't eat a lot of meat. So it's not only what they don't eat, but also what they do. And India is one of the largest consumers of fruits and vegetables and legumes, beans, chickpeas, lentils. We're doing a lentil thing today. And in terms of the spices, it's not just turmeric. They eat a wide variety of spices, which we know are the most antioxidant-packed class of foods on planet Earth, spices. And through that then led to a lot of research into spices, like what spices are they eating, and does it make a difference? And so out emerges curcumin, which is the active ingredient in turmeric. And turmeric is one of the main ingredients in curry, which is actually a blend of spices.
Right.
It's like always turmeric, cumin, coriander.
Although
fennel.
some curry blends do not have turmeric in them.
So read the label.
Read the label.
Want you, to me, one of the biggest antioxidant bangs for using curry in any dish is to add the turmeric.
So if I buy a curry that doesn't have turmeric, I'll just add turmeric to the,
Exactly.
and black pepper.
to make
it more
bioavailable. Mm-hmm. So the piperine in pepper, which has anti-cancer properties in its own right, amplifies the bioavailability of curcumin by 300%. So you always want to have piperine, and it's fat soluble. So whatever you're eating it with has to have a fat component. So if you are one of those many people that enjoy my smoothie many days of the week, you'll notice that we put in turmeric, we put in pepper, and then flaxseed comprises the fat component. So indeed, when they went in to study the anti-cancer effects of turmeric, and by association, curry, except for the one that that I buy. You buy. The curcumin has the power to halt cancer at every single stage that it decides to live in. So its initial transformation, then its proliferation, and then its invasion and metastases. So here I have my trusty IT guy showing us. I have this really fun, cool, interesting study. If you take some smokers whose bodies are full of carcinogens because of the smoke and have them pee on some bacteria, this is showing you how much I'm doctor, because I'm talking about urine and people peeing on bacteria.
And cooking.
And I'm cooking, and I'm like happy to lick my finger right after I talk about that. You should see in morning rounds. So when I was a resident, every single morning, Monday through Friday, you had to be done with seeing all of your patients in the hospital by 6:30 a.m. And from 6:30 to 7:30, we had a didactic session. So while you were eating breakfast, you were being given a presentation. And so we're like eating, and it phased none of us to be like seeing on this like video footage of an arm being chopped off and blah, 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 and the liver coming out and the this and that, and we're just like eating. And I remember we went to a dinner presentation, and we were allowed to bring a guest. And so all of us residents were just like eating away on our food, watching like
your guests are
like some sort of it was some sort of harmonic scalpel presentation, I remember. So they were like cutting across like inside the abdomen, and we're just eating away. And every single significant other was like just sitting there. Okay, I'm sorry. So my back to my study. All right. So you take some smokers and you have them pee on the bacteria, and this is the number of DNA mutations that arise, right? The urine of non-smokers on the left causes far fewer DNA mutations, which makes sense because they don't have all these carcinogens flying through their bodies and therefore urine. All right, so now all they did was they had non-smokers eat turmeric for a month, the equivalent of a teaspoon a day. And then all of a sudden, in our non-smokers eating the turmeric, nothing really happened. It's don't smoke.
In other words, hey kids, yeah, I mean, it's a thing right now. I don't know if any of you have kids between 18 and 25, but I'm around a lot of them, and they are smoking like crazy, and it's very frustrating because we clearly haven't learned from our past of, our parents and grandparents who smoked, and many of whom succumbed to lung cancer, et cetera. So it's frustrating to watch. Oh, are you cooking that?
I am.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're going to roast this till it's like brown, which is why I wanted to
start
it.
Did not know that.
Start my salad while this is browning, and then probably move on to the beginning of the lentil salad till these are brown. But so I just did a tiny spritz because as much as this is a nonstick pan, it does sometimes stick.
Yeah.
So I have a little spritz of organic olive oil just sprayed on there to help.
Yeah. One thing I find too with tofu, especially if you're dry sauteing, is you have to really cook it for a long time, cook the water out of it, and then it lifts off. So that's what I do. Okay. I mean, it's just easier if you add a tiny spray, but if you don't want to do that and you're very oil-free, you can just put it on the pan, make sure it's very well cooked, and then it'll pop right off.
I got a question. What did I spray in the pan? So I just did a little light spritz across the bottom of the pan of this organic extra virgin olive oil spray, which is nicer than using oil from the bottle because you tend to put a lot more than you need to accomplish the goal.
Is turmeric supplement good, 500 milligrams? Actually, I mean, I'll let her speak to it too, but unfortunately the studies have shown that eating the turmeric versus the supplements is a lot more effective for health than eating this, having a turmeric supplement. Am I wrong? Or
yes and no.
Well, the curcumin supplements. Exactly. If it's actual turmeric in a capsule, then you're okay. But it has to have pepper in it, or you have to have pepper with it, just black pepper. But if it's curcumin supplement, which a lot of people are kind of taking, that has been shown not to be as effective, or not at all, is it?
No, it's effective. It's just head to head. So they've looked at this head to head, curcumin versus turmeric, and the anti-cancer properties that they carry. And turmeric is head and shoulders above curcumin alone. So in other words, there's synergistic effects within turmeric because it's not strictly curcumin. That's just the main bioactive ingredient. So, all right. So now I'm getting half a cup of chopped apple in here. One thing about salad, there are very few salads I make that I don't add some component of fresh fruit to. And in here too, you could throw some quartered grapes. I think half a grape size might be too big for the rest of the components of the salad. But so I've got a half cup of, this is a Honeycrisp organic apple I put in there. And I'm going to go into my cook mode to make sure I do this right. So, cook mode. We're doing the tofu with the optional spray, which I opted for, and I put a little salt and pepper in there. And then so we got the half cup of diced apple, half a cup of chopped celery is going to go in, and this is a quarter cup of golden raisins. Let me get the celery going.
You're not. Are you browning this, or are you just heating it?
I'm browning it.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it takes like 10 minutes.
Yep,
usually.
All right, I'm not going to move it around too much though.
So I'm just gonna.
We'll let it be. Which one was mine? This one, I think.
Yeah, mine doesn't have the mint. I gave you all.
Oh yeah,
mint.
that's right. Okay, thank you.
Because I'm that kind of friend.
You are. You're the nicest.
Okay, so you know what? Do you want to? Can you stop drinking and start working? Will you?
You can't make me these mocktails and have them be so good and then not expect me to be drinking it.
All right. Betty Ann asked, what if you put a piece of turmeric in the smoothie with pepper? I think that would be brilliant, delicious, and completely healthy. So it's usually a 1/4 inch that goes in the smoothies. That would be equivalent to about a teaspoon of the powder, right?
Yeah, and we've actually made turmeric lattes here.
Oh,
where you take turmeric, ginger, pepper, blend it, heat it, and when you heat it, you'll see if you use fresh turmeric especially, it turns this really beautiful like dark kind of orange color. And then you add cinnamon. So you have so many warm spices, and then you just heat it up and drink it like that. It's so good. You can, you don't need to strain it.
Okay, we've got.
Oh, and use soy milk, so you get a little bit of protein from it too. Okay.
Is that about a half cup, or do I need more?
I don't know. I'm gonna measure it.
I already pre-measured my 1/4 cup of cashews. They're just in halves and pieces.
It's not a half a cup, so if you want a half cup, I need to do more.
You can do a little bit more, because celery is like a main.
You know, that crunchy. We have a lot of celery going on, but that's
I know
okay.
it's like the theme today. I just put in a 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro, and I have a 1/4 cup of diced red onion. And then we'll finish up the celery. And I am obsessed, as you know, with onions, the whole allium family and its medicinal properties. So I kind of double up on onion. It's not in the recipe, but I do it. You could do a little green onion, or you could just toss this on top to make it decorative when
It'll
you're
be
serving
pretty
it.
when it's done. Green onion's always so good, like on top of almost everything.
I know. Agreed. So I'm just adding a little green onion
I'm
inside.
adding the celery.
Now we've got all the celery and green onion. There we go. All right. So
Now your curry powder.
now we're on to the the stuff that
Here's your
makes it.
tablespoon.
Thank you. So we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of curry powder, please.
Sounds good for getting into your system. I would like to make my smoothie before breakfast, but I've been doing 16-hour fasting, so I skip breakfast. What are your thoughts on fasting?
Oh, Erin, I know, it's tricky. So skipping breakfast has been shown in multiple studies now to elevate cardiovascular risk, i.e. heart attacks and death. So we don't want that. But we do there's a 2015 study, an excellent one, that showed breast cancer thrivers, and then they retrospectively, with questionnaires, found out that those who naturally fasted 13 hours or more, but 13 hours was the statistically significant cutoff, where there was a 36% decrease in breast cancer recurrence. So you don't want to eat for 13 hours, and longer was better. So 16 hours is even better. So Erin, what I do, because I also still do 16-8, is I stop eating between 6 and 7 p.m. so that the next day I'm eating a true breakfast at about 10 a.m. So I'll have either my smoothie or usually that or oatmeal with flax and cinnamon and soy milk and walnuts and fresh berries. So
Yeah, I tried doing 16 hours. I couldn't.
she can't. She's so petite. How can this little body go without fuel?
It was not good. So now I do about 13 or 14 hours. That's naturally when I want to eat, and I try to do the same thing. But sometimes you're out and it's 8 o'clock at night and you're eating dinner. It happens, especially in the summer. So I think just be kind to yourself and do your best.
Yeah. But that's what I think about breakfast, is unfortunately for those of us who could have just gone straight on to eating lunch, it's not like you need to change your fasting window so that you can have a breakfast as defined by the studies as before 11. That's
1 tablespoon.
Thank you.
Sure. No problem.
1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons of vegan mayo just went in there. And for those of you who were with me last time, you're probably laughing because I talked about how I keep buying mayo because I think I don't have any, and I have like 3 unopened jars. And they have to be refrigerated and they expire. And so I'm like so excited that I found a reason for mayonnaise. Okay, and then our final ingredient, besides the tofu that's sizzling over there, is 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, the tofu's done.
Oh, look at that, right on cue. Come on, tofu.
But do you want to chill it first, or do you put it in there like this?
Well, normally when I'm not in the middle of a live cooking show, I just let it sit on a plate. And then I make all this.
But you're just going to put it in there. I mean, I guess if you think about it, there's some other things that could go into a salad like this that could be warm. I mean, if someone does like a chicken salad this way, it would be warm. So.
Well, I think for the sake of just completing this
salad,
salad,
let's just do it.
That
looks so good. I'm so excited to try this.
Okay,
and make this. I already know I'm going to make this because it looks.
Oh, I almost burned my hand off. Okay.
No, I wouldn't have not. I would not have let you do that. Sorry, Kristi cannot perform surgeries for the next month because Kristi burned her with a pan.
All right, so let me mix all this up, and then I want to show you the 3. I made a little bit more than 8 ounces of tofu. I can tell because I've made this. I made it properly like a week ago to make the recipe amounts.
Right.
So I clearly put in more tofu than.
Looks so good,
but
though.
It's so good. So here are the 3 ways that I suggest you can serve it. You can put it wrapped in a pita.
I was just going to say that'd be really good.
Or just the one I was going to do. You can't have wheat. Never mind.
No, but just like that too.
But yeah, so this is just an organic little wrap. So you could do it as a wrap. You could put it in a pita. You could put it on a top salad.
I was just going to say that's probably what I would end up doing.
Yep. And my favorite pretty fun thing, if you're serving it like at a dinner party and it's like an appetizer, or you're doing some sort of 3-course meal. These are, don't let me down.
Oh, I know what you're going to do with that.
Avocados, right? And then it makes a little opening, a little boat, and then we can just scoop it on in there and serve it like a little. How cute is this? So there's that adorable avo boat with curry apple, and then you could just put a ton on this. Make that all pretty, or I can just scoop things up. Super delish. Or you can make the wrap.
My stomach's
So-
growling. All right,
Okay,
I better
you've
get
got
through
it.
these lentils.
No, you have to taste
Oh,
it.
okay, yay.
Lady.
I thought you'd never ask.
Ah. And I'm going to make a wrap because I think it'll just make a nice photo from above. Okay, right?
I love it.
She's not lying. That is true. Coming out.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll see you later. I'm so hungry.
Here, I was going to make a wrap out of that.
Oh, okay, got you.
Moving on to the Mediterranean.
Yeah, so
Bye, India.
lentils are a very good friend of mine. I always have lentils made. These are actually canned lentils. You do have to rinse them and they're a little less firm than if you make lentils because then you could direct the firmness by cooking them.
Right.
But they look good. I usually use black lentils like the beluga lentils, but again, you could decide what your favorite lentils are and use those. Lentils have a ton of fiber, lots of protein, and I make them usually in the beginning of the week and I'll have them for 3 or 4 days and all different things. So the other night, actually, I had a bunch of black lentils. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with these? So I took some cucumbers and some artichokes, some tomatoes. I had some roasted red peppers in my fridge. I had some Kalamata olives, and I just mixed them all together with some red wine vinegar and then a bunch of fresh herbs, and it was delicious. So I'm going to make that for you.
Sounds amazing.
It's so good. And it's like, again, like all of these salads are so simple, right? We're going to make 3 things like that you could bring to a picnic, or you could serve, people come over and you have like a salad heavy meal, but you have your tofu, you have your protein, you have all your greens. It's so good. Okay, so these are the lentils. Like I said, they're drained and they're already made. So that's just nice and convenient. And if you have them in your fridge already made, good for you.
I'll chop. You chop?
Okay, yeah. So here, we can both chop.
Little cubes of...
I usually do like lengthwise and
Okay.
then lengthwise again.
Okay.
So they're not that big, yeah.
Right, so tiny little
Yes.
diamonds.
Okay, so, and you don't want to use, I would say you can use brown lentils, green lentils, beluga lentils, which are usually a little more firm. I would not use orange lentils. Orange lentils are really good in soups.
Pasta sauce.
Pasta sauce.
I sneak them into pasta sauce.
Yeah,
for more
you don't even
protein.
know they're there,
Boys, I have
but they
no
do
idea.
break down and they're very
Mushy.
and they would not be good in a salad, so I'd say stay away from that. You could do fresh artichokes. You can make artichokes and they're so good fresh, but they're time consuming because you have to cut all the hair off of them and you have to cut the little pokey thing off them. So I usually buy either canned, or you could use frozen and defrost them as well. So this is canned. This is the whole can. I probably won't add the whole thing, although I could because
We did extra lentils.
yeah, we did extra lentils, and I could eat artichokes like nobody's business. So, and you could see I'm just kind of coarsely chopping them, and I'll kind of pull them apart when I throw them in there. But I like getting a little heart of the artichoke in there, and yeah, that's perfect for the cucumbers.
Perfect.
And what else? Oh, the roasted red peppers are nice too. Again, these are in water. You can buy roasted red peppers, and you have to look. They either come in oil or water. Choose the water because you don't need the oil. And I'm trying to think of something.
Artichokes.
Same with the artichokes. Yeah, you're right. They can come in oil too. So if you're making a salad, you can add oil to it eventually if you're going to do that, but you don't need to have something that's drowning in oil. I bet this would be good. Speaking of, I thought when I said drowning in oil, it made me think about sun-dried tomatoes, which sometimes are drowning in oil too. But that would be good in here too. Just saying.
And so would hearts of palm, I was thinking.
Yeah, hearts of palm would be great in here. How do you feel about pre-made? Yeah, Trader Joe's lentils. Yeah, I think they're great, Betty Ann.
Yeah, I think they're healthy and great.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's a flavor to them I don't like.
There's cloves in them.
Okay.
And sometimes I've had people say they're not crazy about the flavor in there.
Yeah.
And I think the flavor is cloves because you don't expect it. If you know it's cloves, you might not feel the same way about it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what is this flavor in my lentils? And it's cloves.
Okay.
So,
Good to know.
so if you kind of mind over matter on that one, you might like them. better. But they're also, I find they stick together, so sometimes you kind of have to piece them apart. And also, if you rinse them, they don't have as strong of a taste either. So sometimes I'll do that with the Trader Joe's lentils as well. But it's so easy to make lentils. You just use lentils. You can use broth if you want them a little more savory, or you could do them in water with a little salt and pepper. I always throw a bay leaf in, and whatever herbs I have, I'll throw in, dried or fresh, and they come out so good. And they keep for at least 5 days in the fridge. So one time I think I had lentils every day for 2 weeks. I was telling someone, I can't stop eating lentils because they're so good. And like I said, the amount of fiber in them is fantastic too, because most of us, even those of us that are plant-based, sometimes don't get all the fiber we deserve.
So 1 cup of lentils has 15 grams of fiber.
It has 15
grams of protein.
Yep.
I'm going to go across your vision.
Please do.
Don't
It's
chop
fine.
your hand off.
Okay. And then we're going to add a tomato to this too. I make something similar to this for my sister who's allergic to tomatoes, and so for that I leave the tomatoes out, and it comes out just as good. But if you could sneak some tomatoes into something, why not?
Why not? Lycopene. We like the lycopene.
Yep. And they're washed already. And so I'll let you
chop
cut
these.
those up, throw them in here, and then the fresh herbs. I have in my garden, I have basil and mint. So I've been putting basil and mint in just about everything. I have a lot of mint and basil. And the way I like to cut mint leaves, my friend Pamela showed me this.
You roll them like a cigarette.
Yeah, you
Not
get
that
them.
I've ever rolled a cigarette in my life. But.
You line them all up, and then you kind of roll them, and then you cut them, and that way they can be cut thin, which again, I kind of like everything. I like when I put herbs in a salad, I like them kind of more finely chopped. I don't want to get like a whole mint leaf, and they go a long way if you roll them up and do it this way. So we're about to put these in, and then like I said, basil, oregano. I always find with oregano that if it's fresh, if you add too much, it kind of takes over. So I had cautioned in the recipe to use a little less oregano than the other herbs, because otherwise you'll just taste a lot of oregano. And I don't know, I think oregano, if there's too much in something, it tastes perfumey to me. So I usually go light on it. But if you love oregano and don't think that, then use more, because fresh herbs are so good for you. And they really make the difference in especially salads.
Yeah.
Either spices or herbs. Okay, so I'm going to throw that basil in here. Then we're going to throw the tomato in. And I do have some oregano here, which I'm going to cut up. And again, I didn't taste this oregano. Sometimes I just find it's overpowering, but you can taste it and see if it's a little more mellow, you can put more. Or you can put a little, mix it up, and put a little more. I say this every time because you can always add more, but you cannot take it away. No one wants to go through and pick out every piece of oregano. So, all right, let's throw the tomatoes in. And then the dressing is, we're not using our little checkoff sheet. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. I used red wine vinegar along with the herbs. With that, I'll add like a tablespoon, mix it, taste it, add another tablespoon. And again, for some people in my family, I'll add a tiny bit of olive oil because that gets them to eat it. And if I can do that, then I will. And again, certain people in my family are not used to, who shall remain nameless, are not used to eating things, you know, they're college students and they're eating out a lot, and they just don't have that taste for things that don't have any oil in them.
And you know, that's
most of the, I know, it's totally fine. And olive oil, I mean, honestly,
it has a lot of health benefits.
it does. It got a bad rap for a while, but a lot of the new studies that are coming out on olive oil, it's okay to have a little olive oil for sure. I know I'm talking to like a mostly oil-free crowd, but it also helps the whatever you're putting in there to kind of adhere.
It also helps those that you love eat what you're making.
Yes, because it adds flavor.
If they're not fully on board.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's do our olives.
He's small enough?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You're gonna be eating it, so you can
I know.
decide.
That's the best part of the Cook Lives, is that all the
Yes.
food stays here with me.
Yeah. All right. So.
All right, I'm gonna double check our checking.
Yeah. Let's
Cook
check
Live.
because We always forget something. I'm famous for making recipes and trying to remember them and then leaving out, usually not the core ingredient, but definitely something that could have added flavor. Obviously, salt. We're going to add some salt and pepper too. I do find that I think the Trader Joe's, I don't know the sodium content on those, but I think it's a decent amount. So you usually don't have to add a lot of salt to those, unless you rinse them, and then maybe you do.
Yeah, we're good. You hit them all, babe.
All right. Yep. Okay. So, how is your family on all of us? Do they love them?
Andy and I are obsessed, but the boys no.
All right, then I'll put enough that they could pick them out. And
Yes,
you're
exactly.
Like, there's olives everywhere.
Right.
Okay.
It's an olive salad.
Okay. So there's
are we
that.
ready?
And no,
No.
not yet. Not yet. Almost.
We are almost getting ready for the giveaway.
Oh yeah. Let's do it. The giveaway's fun. The other thing, if you have an olive oil spray, you can always use that as a spritz too. This needs salt and pepper, so you can. There's no salt on it yet, so you can do what you want. Oh, and then we have this Violife feta.
Oh, right.
Which is vegan feta. And feta, like with any feta, it's kind of nice crumbled. So I'm just going to crumble. I usually don't put a lot. How's your family on this? Do they like this?
Andy and I are obsessed with the feta. Yep.
Okay.
Beet feta salad is Andy's go-to.
Okay. So we'll just, oh yeah, that's
But
good for
it just
athletic
depends.
performance too. The beets, right? All right. Let's just go ahead and do that much. So again, if the boys are going to have it, they can pick it out. I'm going to wash my hands.
Okay. And we'll stir. And I'll taste this for you.
Yes, please do. Because you may want to add more of the red wine and vinegar. And if you're like, I want a little tiny bit of oil,
Delish.
you can add sprouts to that too, of course.
Betty Ann loves the
It's
feta.
versatile.
Are your recipes all vegan? 110%.
They are.
Yep. And many are gluten-free because...
Oh, let me taste it first, because I know
Hello?
what it tastes like.
Oh.
You're right.
Okay. Needs that.
Needs a little of the acidity.
Yeah, it needs a little. I would put a little more salt, but I know you're not as salty as me, so.
No, I did think it needs it.
Yeah, it needs a little more salt.
But it's fantastic.
Try it. Yeah, it's good, right?
Yeah. A little more. I'll use my salt sub.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it definitely needs a little salt, because this is a much bigger
For those of
amount
you
than
who
I
haven't heard
made.
me wax on, I'm obsessed with salt substitutes that use potassium instead of sodium, and it tastes. You know, you said you thought it was awful.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
try
if
it
you-
again in a bigger.
Well,
more
I was also going to
flavorful
say,
thing.
if you add a little regular salt, sodium chloride, and it might make a difference.
And there are salt substitutes that are 50-50. They're half potassium, half sodium.
Oh,
so they're
yeah,
already
that I might be able to
built
wrap
in.
my head around.
Okay.
Yeah, or my taste buds around. Perfect.
Woo!
So good.
Delish. Okay.
All right.
Bum, 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 bum. If you're joining us via Zoom today, all you have to do for the giveaway, my friends, is guess the correct answer and type it in the chat. We give you 1 full minute to submit your answer. Also, remember, 2 things. 1, there's only 1 answer. And per person, I mean. There is also only 1 answer, but there's only 1 answer per person. And if you decide I'm going to trick them and put in 2, we're just going to go with your first one, even if you put in 10. So just go with the first one yourself and put 1 in. Thanks. All right. Also, if there's a tie, and I kind of feel like I feel a tie coming on today. If there's a tie, it's happened once before, we're going to randomly select the winner. And so now, for one Fantastico salad spinner, I don't know if any of you noticed, but during our last episode, we had an adorable dog guest. Sedona, come here. Here she is. Come here, girl. Aww. Let me say hi to all the people.
Oh, there she is.
Hello.
That's Sedona.
Oh, there's Sedona. All right.
Oh,
So
kitty.
Sedona.
I have 3 cats. Yes, I'm a cat person. Whenever I come in here, Sedona likes to say a very spirited hello to me, and I'm always like, ah, 'cause I don't have dogs.
I know.
I have cats, and they don't do that.
Down. All right, so Sedona was the guest of honor last week, and she is the love of my life. The boys used to run and greet me when I came home from work. They literally would go screaming their heads off
I know.
down the
those
street
days.
like in diapers.
Yeah.
And, Mommy's home! And they get in the car and sit on my lap and drive back to the house. Like, it was just mayhem and awesome. And now I'm home, and it's I hear that thing, crickets.
So,
what's for dinner? Anyway, Sedona, not so. Just he does this whole like parkour off the furniture. So excited to see me.
Aww.
So this little love of my life. Question of the day is: how many months old? Just straight up months, not years, not days. How many months old is darling Sedona Funk? Answers in the chat, people. 4 months, 15 months, 24 months, 10 months, 7, 8, infinity, 5.
24, another 24. Uh-oh, you said there might be a 36. Okay. 12.
We'll give you guys that minute, and I'm gonna try my curry salad.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
And
I
in the
just
wrap,
want
by the
more.
way, I didn't actually say anything. It's in the recipe at the top of the way I wrote it out. But of course, think about adding sliced, tomatoes and lettuce and a little avocado and
so
sprouts.
good.
Oh, I have sprouts.
Sprouts, yeah.
I forgot to put sprouts. That's the cute topping. Oh, darn me. I always forget something. I'm going to put sprouts
There
on
you go.
top like a little.
Beautiful.
So cute. Put it on the salad. So cute.
All right, do we have a winner?
All right.
They're still coming in, so
They
we're
are.
going to give it a
So
sec.
Give them a moment. Oh,
Dun, 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 drum roll.
so excited.
Who's the big winner of the salad spinner? Which it's so funny because we didn't make anything that required a salad spinner today. But I will not make a salad without a salad spinner. It's just once you use one, you don't want that wet lettuce.
No.
It's yuck.
And I don't ever trust them. Triple washed, ready to eat.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're going to go for 4. One more wash.
Exactly.
All right, awesome. So our episode 17 giveaway winner is Nagam Canadillo. Yay! Okay, the correct answer was 48 months, and Nagam gave us 36. So Sedona just had her 4th birthday, 29 days ago.
There she is celebrating. Woo! You did it! You got a salad spinner! Your salad will not be all wet anymore.
So
I make salad 3 times a day. I really am so excited. for
See,
this.
look, this is what I get.
oh no! Oh, honey.
She's
Okay,
so excited.
Hold on, I'm going to answer that question about washing with tap water. But Nagam, direct message us. You'll see. Did you direct message her so she can see where to go back? And just give us your home address or wherever you want that salad spinner to go, and off it will be in the mail tomorrow. Congrats. And thank you, everybody. So excited that you joined us today. I want to answer this question. Do I wash with tap water? I do. Our tap water is filtered water, though, so it's filtered water.
Okay, yeah.
But tap is probably...
I do wash with tap water. I mean, I have filtered water, but I use tap water to wash. Well, and if you use the spinner, there's no water left on it.
That's true, too. All right, so there you have it. 3 delicious, pretty fast salads.
I would say.
And delicious, nutritious. We will be back again, as I said, on June 18th. We're going to put that QR code up on the screen one more time so that you can already RSVP and be sure not to miss it.
Thanks, Amy. You have a good night, too.
We're going to have you're so welcome, Amy. Good night, everybody. But before you go, I did want to remind you. So June 18th for that. And go check out pinklotus.com Summit. It is coming, and it's going to be really transformative. I can't wait for you guys to experience all
I
that
can
I've
vouch
created.
it's so good. I've been there, and it's so good.
All right. We love you. Take care. Eat plants.
Everybody.
Be healthy. Be well. Bye.
Thank you.